else, while, and do while. I'm going to discuss all these three things in detail as well as with examples. Now, there is no for statement in TOSCA. However, there is another functionality called repetition by which you can use similarly like for loop that we are going to discuss as part of next video. So let's get started. So I am in TOSCA Commander in test cases. We can just create one folder. So I'll create a folder conditional statements demo. Okay. Now inside the folder I'll just create one test case. So you have to have one test case. So we can just write TC001 or whatever you want. Now in order to work with conditional logics, first of all we need to have a scenario in which we want to apply a condition. So let's understand that with an example. So I'm going to use the source demo application only, and let's say for the first product, here you see that add to cart button is there, right? Now if I click on this, it becomes remove button. Okay. So let's say my functionality is going to be that if add to cart button is present, I want to click on it. However, if add to cart button is not present, then I don't want to click on it. Let's say that is my business scenario. Now how would I achieve this? Because the input criteria is that based on the condition, make an action. Okay. So how would we do that? I will right click on the test case, and here you will see create if statement. You just have to click on this, and as soon as it is created, you will see there are two things in this: the condition and then whatever you want to perform in that. Okay. Now whatever actions you want to do, that you need to scan in modules and then pull it up in your test case. Okay. I have already done that so that we do not waste time in scanning. So here if you see, I have already done the products page. So I'll just copy that and I'll paste it here in the test case. Okay. So basically this scan is having this add to cart button as well as this particular link is present. Okay. So the first scenario which we are going to attempt is that if this is present, click on this. Okay. So what I can do is I can copy or I can drag and drop whatever you want, and you put it in the condition. What is your condition first? That is what we need to define. Okay. So in the condition, in this page, I have mentioned right now this. So we are trying to verify first that is add to cart item like this particular button is visible or not. So we have put action mode verify here, and visible is equal to true. So if this is visible, then whatever is mentioned in the then block, you execute those set of steps. So you can mention as many number of steps you want. So I'll just copy and I'll paste it here. Same thing. I'll delete this from here so that it does not create a confusion. So here if you see, in case of if, this is the condition we are putting, and in then case what we can do is we want to click on this. So I'll change the action mode to input, and here I can say click. Okay. Now what would happen here is, based on this particular condition passing, this is going to get executed. So let's execute it quickly and see if it works. So I'll run in Scratchbook. So right now add to cart is present, so it is going to click on that. We'll wait for the execution to get. So see, it has clicked on add to cart and my execution is passed. Okay. Now this has changed to remove button. Okay. So if we want, we can include the logic of else as well here, but let's first see that if this particular is not satisfying, what would happen. Okay. So again I'm executing my script, and it is first of all searching that if add to cart button is available for the first portion of Sauce Labs backpack. Since that is not present, it is not going to perform what is mentioned in the then block, but my test case is going to get executed because we have applied a conditional logic here. So let this get executed. Okay, so our test case is finished. However, no action we were able to see. Okay, so here if you see in the Scratchbook, my condition, it will come in this particular color, could not find this. Okay, however, my script was passed because this is what I have mentioned, that if this passes, then perform this action. Okay, Now this is how the if condition works, and similarly the other more or less the other conditional logics are also similar, which we are going to discuss. Now this is the one condition what we have put here. Okay, we can put multiple conditions as well here. Okay, so what will happen is, if I'll put one more validation here, let's say I want to say verify that if the cart link is visible. Okay, so I'll put true here. Okay, now what would happen is, both of these conditions need to be passed in order to execute the then block. So that is how it works. Okay, now we were taking care of the add to cart button, but let's say I want to use it with remove button, and in this particular logic only. So what I can do is, after creating the if statement, if you will right click, you'll be able to see this else statement. Okay, so you can always click on this, and what would happen is, if this condition passes, then this, else whatever you define in this. So let's say I define in this that check that this particular like I can scan remove button, and I can mention in that, and then whatever set of actions. So if, then, and else. This is how the if statement works in TOSCA. Okay, as well as for that matter anywhere else as well. Okay, now we'll go to while statement. Okay, so how do we create while statement? Similar logic. I will right click on the test case, and here I'll be able to see do while and while. So we'll first understand while. So I'll click on this, and inside while again I'll see two things, condition and loop. Okay, now what condition do I want to satisfy? Let's repeat the similar condition. So I'll copy this, and we can put both of these, it's fine. So we have our condition to check if cart link is visible, which is this particular link. Okay, and then we have another condition that add to cart button is visible, and let's say I want to click on add to cart, so I'll put that in the loop. Okay, now what would happen is, in case of while condition, how it works is, it will check for the condition and it will reiterate the loop as long as the condition is satisfying. So it will come, it will look for this particular condition. If it is satisfying, it will perform the action whatever we are mentioning in the loop, and then it will again check. If it is true, it will again keep repeating. If it is false, then it will get out of the loop. So that's how it works. Now let's just validate. Okay, so we are clicking on this, and here we are checking both of this. We will make our application. So I'll click on remove so that our condition satisfies. Now I'll run the while condition, and we'll see. So you can use like whatever looping statements are there, you can use whatever you want as per your business requirement, but this is how the functionality is. It has checked for that, since it was there, it has clicked on that, and then it is again checking if it is true or false. Since it is false, it will get out of the loop. In case it is true, it will again perform the same operation. So it will depend on what kind of scenario we have, and based on that we can use. So let this get completed, and then we will move to the do while loop. Okay, so this is how the while statement works. Okay, now we'll understand the do while loop. Now in order to create that, you will right click, and here there was a while loop, and here you have do while loop. Right click, and here you will find all these three loops. So if I'll click on this, the only difference between do and do while statement is, do, in case of while, you will see the condition is first and then the loop is there. However, in case of do while, the loop is there and then the condition is there. So the major difference between both of these loops is, in case of do while, that is going to get executed at least once, irrespective of whatever is the situation. Okay, because we have changed the logic here. We want to execute whatever set of steps we want first and then apply the condition. So I can just copy this. So I'll just copy this. This is what I mentioned in the loop first. So I'll put this here. In this particular case, it is going to do the exact same thing. However, we can use it wherever it is required in terms of what scenario we are trying to target. So here we are trying to just understand. So I'm putting the exact same condition. Okay. Now I will make the changes here, and then I'll perform this operation. Okay, so see, in case of do while, since add to cart is present, so first of all it is not checking any condition. It will go and it will click on add to cart. So that has happened now. Now it will go to the condition and it will check, okay, is add to cart present and is the link present. Since add to cart is not present, we'll see how it performs. So let this get completed. So see, our execution got finished, and we'll see here in case of do what has happened. So see, this is showing that the loop, this first action has happened, however the condition was false, so it has gotten out of the loop. Okay, now the same thing we have achieved here, but if I, let's say I change this, if I'll reattempt this now, okay, so in this particular condition this is removed, right? Now if I'll reattempt this, we'll see what happens. So it will click on it will try to click on add to cart irrespective of the condition, because condition is mentioned below. So this is more or less how you can use all the different conditional statements in case of TOSCA as per your business requirement. However, there is no provision for loop, but there is a concept called repetitions, which we can easily use for reiterating it to a number of times, which we are going to discuss in next video. So I'll just wait for this execution to get finished. So it is taking a little bit of time because it is trying to find add to cart button. Since that is not visible, that's why it was trying to wait for it. So here if you see, our script has failed because this particular button is not visible, and then it has checked for the condition, and obviously our condition is also not successful, so it will get out of the loop. And that's how you can use it in your test script wherever it is required. I hope this was helpful, and here I have mentioned like conditional statement loops. So if pass or fail, while it will get executed based on the condition, and do while is going to get executed at least once, whatever the steps are there, and then the condition will be applied. So this is how we can use conditional statements in our automation scripts. I hope this was helpful. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye bye.